Hello, my name is Noah Aguirre, and today in this video I'll offer my thoughts on the notion of standard language. And starting with Catherine J. Dalston's blog post, she believes that Santa Claus, unicorns, and standard language all share something in common. She says, quote, "So instead of the question of who is Santa Claus and what is it like, consider the question, what is standard language and what is it like?" And I think nobody really actually thinks about what language is, honestly. Until I took this class, I never thought about it either. She goes on to say that really nobody knows what the correct way to talk is. We learn our whole life we must speak properly and professionally to get by, but we actually don't really know the definition of proper and professional language verbatim, word for word. We just kind of keep hearing that and hope we get it right. In Kellen Barda's TED Talk, he talks about how there is no correct way to speak. And he mentions the example of North Dakota State University. And before he mentioned the example, or while he was saying it, I knew what he was going to say because as an avid college football fan, I've heard this problem and I see this problem firsthand because they're a pretty prominent football school down there. They're very good, and they have this problem a lot with locals versus non-locals trying to get the name right. They're the North Dakota State Bison, which here in Arizona and everywhere else except North Dakota we say bison, but down there they say bison with a Z. We say it with an S and they say it with a Z. And he was talking about if you don't get this right, it has real social consequences. And that's very true because if you go there to watch a game and you say bison, it shows not only maybe one, you're not from there, and two, you're not a real fan. So it kind of can put you on the outs, make people kind of resent you for it that you don't say it right. And I've seen that firsthand, and it truly goes down like that. I mean, I know here as Sun Devil fans, I'm sure there's some things that maybe Wildcat fans will say or other teams of the Pac-12 will say where you're like, okay, we know you're not a Sun Devil fan because you don't say this right. He goes on to say that, well, he doesn't say this, but depending on where you are in the country, dialect changes, similar to Gloria and Zaldúa, I think her last name is pronounced. So one of the other activities we did and all the different types of Spanish is she speaks. Chicano Spanish, Tex-Mex Spanish, Standard Spanish, how all that changes depending on where you are in the region. And nobody thinks that they're wrong, which kind of creates all these different languages that everybody speaks because everybody thinks their language is the correct way to say it, which goes back to the TED Talk, which really there is no correct way. Language is kind of like a flowing and ever-evolving thing, and there is no one correct language for any language. I'm sure every language in the world has different way people speak it depending on which town you're in, which city you're in, which region you're in. Lippy Green's article, moving on to that, her article talks about political ramifications or political things that happen with language. During election season, which we're in right now, among other things, people often see if somebody sounds smart or professional and they talk professional, like, wow, that guy or that woman, like they're smart. I think I'm going to vote for them because they sound very smart and capable of the job. I actually put a quote in here. She says, "Political debate provides daily examples of highly educated and powerful people who speak what is generally considered the best language, who are still incapable of expressing simple ideas clearly, at least in a public forum." I think we have that problem right now. I mean, not to get political, but our president right now, he says a lot of big words and intelligent words, but he's not really expressing anything. He's just kind of saying these words and hoping people believe him and believe what he's saying, but in reality, he's not saying much at all. And that was about it. My name is Noah Aguirre. I think I said that at the beginning, and thank you.